Hey, welcome back to Algebra 1 as we conclude with talking about some basics for graphing points, and eventually in this course we'll be graphing lines and equations and all that good stuff. We just want to make sure that we have the basic logistics down for common things, common terms that come up when graphing. So what we have here, this square block, is an example of a coordinate plane. If you've ever played Fortnite, whenever you play the pause menu, your map might look like this. You might see that there's a storm over here. If you've played video games before and you've had a bird's eye view of your map, Grand Theft Auto is another one. This is similar to a bird's eye view and helps with giving locations to certain coordinates that are here. This is made up also of two axes, where the x-axis, seen here, that I'll highlight in blue because I think this is really important to know which axis is which. So going from left to right in blue. This is considered the horizontal. Or, if you want normal terms, going from left to right. In addition to that, the vertical axis is called the y-axis. So seen here from top down, this is considered our y-axis. We'll soon be plotting points, and it'll be based off of what the x-coordinate is along with what the y-coordinate is. So make sure that you're taking notes along the way for this. I see students get these confused a bit, so it's easier to acknowledge that now versus later. So get familiar. So some other basics about the coordinate plane in reference to where the two axes meet. So the x-axis and the y-axis. These two end up creating four quadrants. So they end up creating four quadrants, but also four arrows that go in opposite ways. So the quadrants would be considered this block seen here. This is considered a quadrant. They also set up different directions. So they have this going north, east, southwest. You can think of it like that. In addition to that, what we'll soon be graphing, seen here with this parentheses 2, 3, this is considered an ordered pair. Because this is pretty much giving us directions on what we need to plot. So the first number in the ordered pair, it always represents the x value. So as far as if we need to move to the left or to the right. Whereas the second number, which in this case, the 3, is going to correlate and tell us if we need to move up or down. So the 3 is our y-coordinate. The first number is our x-coordinate, which in this case was 2. You could also go off the fact that this is in alphabetical order. X comes before y. That may help. For graphing these points, we always start at the origin, which is going to be this nice little point way in the middle. It's marked at 0, 0. So where the two axes meet, they create this one point called the origin. We then go based off of either to the left or to the right for the x value. So if we're going with the previous example, the previous point was 2, 3. So this would tell us to move to the right 2 units because this is a positive 2. So since we're moving positive 2, we go to here. So 2 right. And then in addition to that, we would go 3 units up. So 3 up. We then plot our point. So if we do this, we move over once, twice. We then go up once, twice, 3 times here. When you're really awesome at these, you'll even label the ordered pair right next to the point. That's how you really know you're doing it right. And we'll practice with some of these. So I'll give you a moment. If you want to pause the video, try graphing as many of these out as you'd like. I'm definitely going to show where all of these are in a moment. Keeping in mind that this from left to right is the x-axis, up and down is the y-axis. So instead of writing the ordered pair for all of these, I'm just going to correlate with the letter that's next to it. So point A, we already marked that out as 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Seen here. B, instead, now we're going to the left 3 units. So 1, 2, 3, and then up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is point B. 4, -2 over 4 down 2. D, -1, -6. 0, 5 for E. Eventually we'll see this is a really nice point. If we get a point that's on the y-axis, we consider that our y-intercept. So I'll make a note of that. It's nice to see these things ahead of time. We also see an x-intercept at -3, 0. Seen here. Marking it with F. So a lot of these points come back. What I challenge you to do is to think of one question to come into class with. So one question about this material. I'm sure there's something that you're a little unsure of. Think of that question, write it down, bring it to class. We'll talk about them.